Today's video we're going to be talking a lot about politics, and I know I shouldn't be talking about politics because I'm still in the active duty military, and I'm just kidding, we're not going to do that.
If you want to get better at rucking, improving your VO2 max is the key. Improving your VO2 max not only increases your survivability in combat scenarios or emergency scenarios, but it also reduces your risk of dying from all causes. Now there are lots of different programs and workouts you can do to improve your VO2 max, but today I'm going to show you how to do it with a ruck and some hills. Let's go.
Alright, I followed that guy into this trail so he could get all the spiderwebs before me. VO2 max is just volume of oxygen maximum. So how much oxygen can you consume during rigorous bouts of exercise? And there's tons of studies showing a really strong correlation to improved VO2 max being a reducer of all-cause mortality, meaning death from all causes. So that's great from a longevity standpoint, but how does it apply to rucking and being in the military and performance? So as we say in the military, let's break this down Barney style. All right, so let's use a hypothetical with rough numbers. So let's say you take, right now at your VO2 max, you take 10 full deep breaths. And in those 10 full deep breaths, you're using 10 units of oxygen, whatever the unit is. Now, you work hard, you do the exercises, you eat right, you're doing all the things to improve your VO2 max, and in 6 months, now every time you take 10 breaths, you're exchanging, or you're using 15 units of oxygen. So your body is able to take in and utilize more of the oxygen and not just breathe half of it out as waste. You're building a more efficient and powerful machine by improving your VO2 max. One of the best ways to improve VO2 max is through high intensity interval training, Tabata training, or like what I'm doing today. I'm gonna do about a minute of high intensity running up a hill with a pack on, and then I'm gonna take about 3 or 4 minutes to come back down, bring my heart rate back down, and then I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go up and down hills until I'm done. There's a slight uphill. We're gonna try to boogie for about a minute. It's a bee or something in my pack. I heard it buzzing. We're gonna try to run up this hill, get my heart rate up to threshold, which is, for me, it's in the 170 to 180 range or higher. And so we're gonna try to get it up to that by running up this hill and probably over it for a minute or two. And we'll see where we're at. Oh, damn it. Threshold. I just saw a deer. Scared her. If I get mauled by a deer, tell my family I love them. All right, so we got up to threshold area of heart rate. Held it for about 30 seconds. And now I'm gonna walk until it comes back down to a zone 1 or 2. The idea is that you get up to close to your maximum heart rate. You hold that for a little bit and then you bring it back down. Do it again, do it again, do it again. This is gonna be a little bit different than zone 2 training, which most of your training should be zone 2, meaning you're running and you can hold a conversation, or you're walking and you can hold a conversation. And that's where your heart rate should be at for most of your training. But once a week or so, about 20% of my training is gonna be sprints, it's gonna be hit, it's gonna be ruck running up hills like a madman. Let's go up that hill. Spiderweb. Damn it. Ah, another spiderweb. Ah. There's a log in my path. Spiderweb. That's a power line. Oh my God, there's power lines across the thing. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. Oh, I touched it. Just really trying to pay attention for snakes. And a savage deer. That's the real threat out here. So I'm getting back out onto the paved road. My feet are soaked. However, now, shit. I'm on paved road and it's not gonna be super hilly, but I can still get my heart rate up by doing sprints, or as good as I can sprint with my pack on at intervals. So, you know, like 1 or 2 minutes of sprinting, 3 or 4 minutes of recovery. And we'll just kind of do that on and off. Now, according to Garmin, my VO2 max is 48, which is pretty good for my age. However, I want to get it up to closer to 60, which is, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be lots of sprinting, lots of consistent cardio. I don't want to be a marathon runner or a long distance runner necessarily, but I want to have a good VO2 max, because if I want to be able to do the things that I want to do and enjoy the things that I want to enjoy when I'm in my 80s and 90s, I have to set a good base, have a good foundation in my engine before I can do that. The best time to train was 5 years ago, but the next best time to train is right now. So we're gonna do it. Thing that I wish I had here that I don't is altitude or elevation. I wish I could train at a higher elevation, because that trains your body to use oxygen more efficiently, because there's not as much oxygen in the air. So combining VO2 max, zone 2, and elevation or high altitude training, that's the sweet spot. The problem is the Marine Corps doesn't have any bases that aren't 2 feet above sea level. I want you to think about VO2 max as helping make your engine better. Your engine is your heart, your lungs, and your entire vasculature. So all the veins, capillaries, and arteries in your body. You can be as strong as an ox or as big as a bodybuilder, but if your heart and lungs and vasculature can't efficiently get blood to your muscles, it's all just for show. The performance when you're in a stressful situation is not going to be there. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy during a unit hike who's gassed out, especially if you're an NCO or an officer and your job is to lead people. You want hikes to be easy. So building your VO2 max, building your leg strength and endurance, making sure your back and shoulders are stable to hold the weight without fatiguing and without injury is extremely important. I love my Alice pack. It does a good job of distributing the weight, but I need some more pads. I got stuff digging into my back. It's also way more noisy. A lot of creaking and squeaking compared to like a plastic frame or just an all fabric and pad backpack. But it holds a lot of weight and it holds it really well. So can't complain. All right, that was just a little over 2 miles. I think I'm gonna go down and do a couple laps on the track, get a couple more threshold sprint sessions in. But I'm not gonna film down there because there's a lot of Marines and sailors working out, so they didn't consent to being in my video, so I'm not going to put them in it. I hope you guys got some information from this video. If you want more tips and tricks about how to get fit, how to do pull-ups, how to stay strong, how to stay motivated, I got a whole playlist called Exercise Demos. Go check it out. I almost forgot, love you, bye.